How's everybody doing? Wait just a few more minutes and then I'm going to get started here. Probably won't be on too long, at least right now. But I do have one thing I wanted to talk about. Hey Adam, how's it going, buddy? Hey Frank. Hey Mike. Not really building anything, just swapping out the front ends. These O-ring, I wanted to talk about this. I'll show you guys. This is not the first one of these I had to replace. This is kind of like a little warning. Look at that. Look at that tire. Look at how wobbly that is. This car sounds like a lawnmower when it's going down my track, and this is not the first one that's done this, so I knew right away what it was. It is the axle in these. I'm trying not to lose the spacers because I'm going to reuse those. It's the axle in these independent front end. I mean, look at that. Look at how bent that is. Yeah, it is crash damage, but my point is it shouldn't bend this easy. These axles are, I mean, I'm barely putting any pressure, and I could bend this axle. It is not a hardened axle. So these are the O-ring independent front end from HC Slots, and they're used quite a lot with the Super 7 that Rooster Racing sells. Steven puts them on almost all his cars he builds. So this is at least the third one of these that I've had to replace. I'm just not going to bother using the O-ring independent front end because this axle is just, at least not for an IROC set. You know, a set of cars that you race a lot and you know is going to be crashed a lot. This is not the, I cannot recommend using these O-ring independent front ends because the axle's just way too soft. Hopefully they're aware of this and they source out maybe a better, stronger, hardened axle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all of the independent front ends on my Super 7s with the Viper independent front end. The axle's way stiffer and stronger. You can just feel it. Oh, that's cool, Frank. Yeah, I know a lot of the guys from the South Florida or the Florida HO Racers Club were there. So I got an order in from Viper. I had ordered a bunch of parts. Well, I always end up ordering more parts than I really set out to, but I ordered 4 independent front ends. Although I already had one, so I'm going to keep one of these as my spare. I always like to have a spare. What else did I order? I got some hangers in both silver and Standard. Got some more pickup shoes in standard and low profile. I got some more springs because I needed them. Got some Super 7 springs. Got a few more end bells because I was getting low on end bells. And I got 4 sets of independent front tires in 340. That's what was on these cars with the O-ring, was 340. So I'm curious to see I don't think any of the other ones are quite as bad, but I still feel like I see a little bit of a wobble. And unfortunately, I put the independent O-ring front on my Mega G Plus IROC set as well. So I'm hoping between the ones I'm taking off, if any of these are bent, I could at least get 4 O-ring fronts that are usable. I'll probably end up swapping these out at some point as well. I don't know, maybe I'll just put Viper front ends on these, we'll see. So I am going to reuse the little spacer. I think this is a 10,000 spacer, the O-ring front. Hopefully this is not too much spacer for this aluminum independent front end. We're going to find out. I already put the retainer on this side. I just use a little hammer and I lightly tap it. Made my spacer come off. On the other end, I put the retainer down. I put the hub over it, and then I put this on. And now I have this neat little tool that Stephen Petrush made for me that helps me push in the retainer. So that is on pretty good. Hopefully it's still legal. Yep, it is. Perfect. Let's get a set of tires. Well, I hear a car out in the driveway, and that's my wife. She went to pick up 2 of my nieces, came in for the 4th of July from New York. My brother's 2 daughters. They're both in their 20s. And the mayor and Sweet Jane, I think, just landed, actually. They're visiting for the 4th as well. They're going to be here for the weekend. So, and my daughter from the Tampa side came in this morning. So we're going to have a fun crowd for 4th of July. When I put these tires on, I usually turn the car upside down and I roll it back and forth to kind of seat these tires. So there we go. And this independent front end is like $7 or something like that, so it's not too bad. It's a little more than the O-ring. The O-ring front does come with the tires, so you get the whole set. I'm not sure how much that O-ring, I forget how much I paid for that O-ring front end set, but it is cheaper than this setup, but I can't have it constantly worrying about the axle bending, so I'm just going to go with the front end that I know works. I'm going to clean these. I'm going to give this car a quick tune-up because I know we're going to be doing some racing. Probably a little later today once the mayor gets here. So we'll have kind of hopefully a family and friends race night maybe tonight. I don't know. We'll see how everyone feels. My daughter was at the airport. She flew from Tampa, only an hour, but her flight left at like before 5, so TSA wasn't even open when she was waiting. There we go. So the blue car is done. Like I said, I don't think the other ones are as bad. This blue car, I just noticed when we were racing it, it was really sounding kind of loud, and I noticed the, the bend in that axle. So, yeah, it's too bad. Hopefully they source a better, stiffer axle for this independent O-ring front end set, because I certainly can't recommend it right now with how many have bent for me. It may be fine if you're just putting it in a car that you don't race a lot and you don't crash a lot, but in this current state, this is not good for a heavily used IROC set that's going to get a lot of abuse. Exactly. Hey, machine slot car. So, like I said, I don't know if these other ones are really bent or not, but I'm gonna keep them all the same. So I'm just gonna swap them all out since I did buy them for this intent. So I'll keep using the independent O-ring front on my Mega G Plus set until they all bend, I guess. So let's see how this yellow car. The yellow car, I'm pretty sure I swapped out once before. This was the first one that I noticed it on. Yeah, I mean, look, even this one's a little bit bent, like right there. It's not as bad as the other one, but it always seems to be on that side. Well, I guess I'm not sure about that, but yeah, that one has a little bit of a bend in it as well, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and pull these all off. We'll take a look at them. Let's see how this one looks. Looks like it has a slight little bend in it as well. I have no idea what that little crown means. It's not anything I did. It's a good question. You're the king. Mike's the king too. I don't know what that little crown is. I guess I'll have to look that up unless someone else knows. I was wondering that too. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? And some of them have a dark crown, a purple. There's light purple and dark purple. I don't know what that means. That's a new one. All right, one more. Oh, that came right off. Oh, yes. That one's a little bit bent as well. They're not as bad as the blue one was, but so I'll put one more of these. Well, I guess I'll put these all on. I know it's not exciting watching an independent front end being installed, but so you got your two hubs, two retainers, and the axle. Hey, Snuggie. Just following up, so this is how bent the one axle was for people who are joining late. These are the independent O-ring front end that is available from HC Slots and is on just about every Super 7 that Rooster Racing sells. So if your car starts sounding like it's making a rumbling noise, you might want to see if your front axle is bent, because the axle is pretty soft, unfortunately, on these independent front end sets. So what I do is I take one of the retainers and I put it on a hard surface. I take my axle, put it over it, I get a little hammer, and I just tap it till I hear it stop. Not hitting it hard, just a little tap. I saw a text from the mayor. I think he landed. He was due in around this time. I hope the weather, it's been, there was some dark clouds out today. I hope it wasn't too bumpy coming in. We've unfortunately been having a lot of rain this week. I'm a little worried about tomorrow. I have a bunch of fireworks that I was hoping to be able to shoot off, not get rained out. Usually it works out. So then I put the one hub on. If you're going to use a spacer, you take your spacer. I recommend using the spacer, either a 5 or 10 thousandths, depending on the car. But you'll want to make sure that it's not too wide. Take your other spacer. Again, I take the retainer and the hub. I put it on a hard surface. I use my thumb to hold that spacer on. Uh-oh. Why is this so tight? What's going on here? Huh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is not fitting on this one hub for some reason. Something up with that hub, because this one comes on and off. Interesting. I think I got a defective drill hole. Yeah, I could see there's some like flashing in there still. It wasn't a clean drill through, unfortunately. I'm gonna put that off to the side for now. I'll get a little drill bit out and see if I can I'll drill that out myself. But I'll open up a different one and just for the sake of time. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. Let's see if this one goes on. That's odd. This one's tight too. What the heck's going on with this axle? Interesting. Let me try this other axle. Yeah, I think I got a defective batch. There's a brand new axle. I didn't even touch it, and it won't go through. Never had that happen before. How about this one? This one won't go through either. Gee, thanks, Viper. Guess I'm gonna have to do some modifications to these front ends. That's two of them. Let's look at this other one. Yeah, and of course, I think in the process, I lost my, I lost the spacer. That's annoying. Hey, Sean. Hey, Steffi. Alright, well that one goes on fine. And so does this one. So this set's good. Ooh, but the axle, maybe it is something with this axle. Maybe I have to, it doesn't work on, I'm gonna take this axle that worked. Yeah, looks like it's the axle actually. Interesting. Two axles. Let's see. Although interestingly, that one hub went on. Point 0475. I think it is supposed to be 47. It's 475. Yeah, look, that one's 465. So it is a tiny bit. 47 exactly. Interesting. Yeah, interesting and annoying. I should complain to Viper. Hey, hey. You sold me an independent front end that I had to modify. Alright, I'm just going to use this one axle that I know works. And
What's up?
uh-oh.
Hello.
I'm doing a live stream.
Oh.
But that's okay. Say hi to my viewing audience. Wait.
Oh, hold up.
Hold on. There they are.
Hi.
The New York connection. My two nieces, my brother's daughters. Told everybody you were here for the weekend.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
I'll be done in a few minutes.
You're good.
They said hi, girls. They laughed. That's trouble right there. Hopefully, my track survives this weekend. I think I'm losing parts. Hopefully I have, well, fortunately I have extra retainers, but I'm going to put this all in here. Play around with that later. We got a spacer on that end. Yeah, we got a spacer on both ends. So that one went in just fine. And then I also just kind of, just to get it started, I give it a little tap. And then if it's still too loose, I use my little doohickey here to, yeah, like this side could be pressed in a little bit. Beautiful. That one's on. Nice and straight, no wobbles. Yeah, I think they're 047 is the standard size. But that one was 7.5, so I'm sure I can probably, I mean, the aluminum's soft enough, I'm sure I'll be able to ream out that with my pin vise, make the hole a tiny bit bigger. Or I guess I could try and polish the end of the axle too, see if that does anything. I'll make it work. I'm not too worried about that. Did the mayor text?
Yeah, they landed at 1:20.
Okay, I thought I saw a
Yeah.
text come at 1:20. Okay. All right, yellow car is looking good. Give the, since I have the body off, we'll give the bearing a little bit of, the bushings a little bit of oil, I should say. Sorry, just wanted to see what I was doing under the light. All right, 2 down. Unfortunately, I can't do the other 2 till I figure something out with the. I'm a little worried that these are all bent. I hate to. I mean, I could even see as I'm turning that, that looks like it has a tiny little wobble to it. Probably all do. Yeah, they are .047. That's what I said. Hey, Slot Cars of Atlanta. Fleeting moment of fame. All right, so let me see. Maybe if I could find. Doing well here, thanks. Getting ready for the 4th. I've been up early. I was working outside and painting and cleaning up and trimming bushes, and it never ends. Let me see if I have a bit that I can use. Stand by, stand by. Well, my bits are either too small or too big. That's annoying. Yeah, the 4. Okay, well, I'm fine with 4.7. It's close enough. I don't know. What do you think? You think I could try and taper down the axle with something, like maybe grind it with one of my. What about just a sandpaper wheel? I don't want to. Yeah, the hole. That's what I figured. Unfortunately, I don't have a bit. I don't think I have a bit that's gonna work. All my bits were either too big or too small. Wait, what's in here? There is a tiny bit in here. Let's see what this size of this bit is. This might ream it out. It's tiny. I mean, it's fitting in there already, but there is some resistance. I might be able to ream it out a little bit. Let's give it a go. Yeah, I should reach out to Dan and say, there's actually two sets. Two of them are doing this. It wasn't just one. Agreed. Well, I got aluminum shavings all over me, but that seems to have done the trick. Alright. So, this little bit that came in my little Dremel kit that I didn't even know I had, this little bit, that actually worked. I'll have to check. Hold on. Sorry, I pressed the retainer in too far, so it was too tight. I had to get my press or my puller to actually pull it out a little bit. Well, dang it. It looks like there's no spacer on this side. How did I end up losing the spacer? Oh, look, there's my spacer. I guess I gotta take that off. Sneaky little spacers. You take your eye off them for a second and they come off on you. This drill bit, I don't know. See if I can get a measurement on it. Looks like .0385, I think it's saying here. 0.037, 0.038. You know, depending on if I catch it in the groove. Somewhere around 0.038, this bit. All right, so let me get this little spacer off of here. Now I gotta try and pull that off on that side. Huh. I don't know how that came off. It came off of that side. Try this again now. All right, both spacers are on this time. Sorry, I know you guys can't see that. See you, Frank. All right. I don't like how this one went on. Fix that. The axle went through too far through on this side. It's actually not fitting. It's not fitting in the block, so I have to fix that one. Let's move on to the last see you, Snuggie. Snuggy's eating some pizza. Alright. I had a Publix. I don't know if you guys have Publix, but I had a Publix chicken tender sub. Oh man, those chicken tenders from Publix are good. If you've had them, you know what I'm talking about. I don't eat the chicken tender sub too often because it is fried and it's not really the best for you, but yes, they do. I usually get the Boar's Head Ultimate is my go-to with the roast beef, turkey, and ham. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, so yeah, neither one of these fit. So I'm gonna have to take this little drill and kind of. What I did is I put the bit in first, turned it on low, and then just kind of run it in and out a little bit, see if it's enough. Don't want to take too much off. Nope, it's still not good enough. Man, this one's really tight. I don't know what's the deal with how fat was this axle? Did I measure this axle? Yeah, that one's 4.8, well 4.7, 4.75, 4.8 at the very end. Yeah, it's definitely a little too wide. Hey, Peter. Dang it. That one's really got to be reamed out even some more. Starting to heat up. It's still not going on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Viper about this one because I shouldn't have to do this. It's kind of annoying. Unfortunately, I do need a bit that's a tiny bit bigger than this one. Would have been ideal. Like probably a point. What did I say this was? 3.8, probably 0.4 maybe. I'm worried that I'm not really making this. Yeah, see, I'm kind of ruining this hub. It's not really centered anymore. So, I mean, I don't have a little. It'd be nice if I had a little drill press and I could put this in. It's still not going on. Yeah, this axle is just way too fat. So, all right, I'm not gonna struggle with that. I'm gonna reach out to Viper, see if I can get a replacement. Snuggie and Peter having some pizza. All right. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up in a few minutes here. Just to summarize what I was doing, in case people showed up later. I was having an issue with my Super 7. The blue car in particular was pretty loud. And it turned out that these axles on the O-ring independent front ends on the Super 7, they bend pretty easily. Unfortunately, they're fairly soft. I mean, with very little effort, I could bend this axle. So be aware of that. I know a lot of you guys have Super 7s. You probably have these independent front ends on your Super 7s. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, I do need a reamer that's bigger than this axle. You're right. Unfortunately, I have to look around, see if I can find something. This worked on the other one because I guess it wasn't that far off, but I don't know. Either this axle is fatter than the other one. Well, fortunately, the retainers are quite a bit. You have to bang them pretty good, so they'll work. I don't think they'll come off. They're pretty small hole there, but kind of annoying that I can't. I got to figure something out because we want to race these cars. These Super 7s are one of the house favorites. So I got to get them working. But I think I'm going to call it for here for now. I want to go say hi to my nieces, ask them how their flight was, and see what the plan is for. Fortunately, I had off today, so that's nice. I have a 4-day weekend. We'll definitely be doing some racing. Maybe even tonight when the mayor gets here. I'm sure we'll want to run some cars, so maybe I'll pop back on a little later. We'll definitely be on tomorrow, off and on, and yeah, and the weekend as well. So you'll probably be sick of me. All right, everybody. If I don't talk to you before tomorrow, have a happy and safe 4th of July. And, oh yeah, this Saturday night, I am going to be doing a giveaway with Scott's House of HO. Scott is doing I forget what he's calling it, like an Independence Day giveaway. He's got some really nice stuff he's giving away. And I had been wanting to do my 1,500 subscriber giveaway, but you guys know me, I'm a procrastinator. So tune in to Scott's show Saturday night, and I will be giving my stuff away. I think we're going to do a StreamYard, so I'll be on with Scott, and we'll figure out how we're going to give this stuff away. But I got some nice stuff. I got 2 Super 7s. I got a Viper that I built. couple of new in the package AFX cars, so it'll definitely be worth it to tune in. That's this Saturday night. Big Bang, is that what it was? The Big Bang giveaway? Yeah, that's it. Big Bang giveaway. Well, I'm going to be part of that Big Bang giveaway. I guess I could show you guys. I got a couple of new in the package. I'm going to be giving away this GT40. I already had this Corvette. Someone gave this to me, so I'm going to be giving that away. A Rooster Racing Super 7. This is just a regular Super 7 with a kind of psychedelic body on it. There's that independent O-ring front end again. And then this is a Super 7 that I built. This is a custom motor box. I put a 3.5 ohm balanced arm in here. So this is a like an Area 51, but this has a nicer aluminum independent front end. This car is nice. This thing runs great on my track. Perfect for the 4th of July. I really don't even want to give this car away, but I'm going to. And then I have this Viper that I built. This thing is a rocket ship. This is I think it's a 2.5 ohm, level 25 cobalt magnets. I put 275 hubs with super tires just to get it a little bit higher off the track because the downforce is so strong. Level 10 motor magnets. But this car is fast. So that's it. Some good stuff. Oh, you have that Corvette. I have the Corvette too, but the one I have doesn't really run that great. But it's okay. All right, guys. I've been on for about an hour. I'm going to wash the aluminum shavings off my hands and go say hi to everybody. And I believe the mayor and Sweet Jane are going to be here within the hour. So like I said, maybe we'll pop back on in a little bit or later tonight. After dinner, something like that. We'll figure it out. But all right, gang. Take care, everyone. We'll talk with everybody soon.